Sam, Bucky, Zemo Walker, and Karli must all deal with the fallout from their actions. Hello, everybody. I'm Steve from VALHARTV, and today I'll be reviewing The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Episode 5. This week, we see a little bit of the fallout from last week's episode. We do get to see Walker running away from the square and struggling a little bit for all the events that have happened last week. When Sam and Bucky come to take the shield away, take the shield and him away, because he literally deleted somebody in last episode and he's okay with it, at a certain point. Meanwhile, we see Karli has gone underground and she's telling her followers that they're going to escalate things. And, not everybody's on board with that, At first, everybody was like, let's just get supplies and stuff and take them to the camps because the GRC is not actually doing what they're saying that they're going to do. They're not helping people out like they're supposed to. So let us do that instead. Now she wants to take it to the next level like she did 2 episodes back, and she wants to even go further than that. So I thought that was very interesting the way she's going now, especially with the fact that she's the one who deleted Hoskins last episode. And we see after that, Bucky and Sam take Walker in. Walker goes up in front of a hearing, and he gets stripped of his title and discharged from service. And he doesn't get put in jail because of his previous service record, And they're like, return the shield and leave because you're not Captain America anymore. But he's very upset too during this whole thing because he's trying to tell them that they don't know what happened. That if he could tell the circumstances to them, that they would understand and they wouldn't be doing this to him. And they're like, well, we do understand what happened. We saw it and we are taking it under consideration. And you're discharged. And he freaks out in front of him and then just walks right out, leaves. And I was like, wow, this guy went right over the deep edge. Like, woo, just jumped, and I was like, dang. I was like, it reminds me of the talk that Steve had with, I'm sorry, I can't remember the doctor's name in the first Avenger, where he says the serum makes good great, bad worse. And this is exactly a prime example of it. And after the after credit scene, we see that, Walker is just like, boom, he says he's Captain America, period, end of story, and it doesn't matter to, what anybody else says. And I thought that was really interesting, and we do end up seeing Zemo in Sokovia, and Bucky walks up to him, and they start talking about different things, and including Karli, and how there's only one way to stop Karli. And I thought this whole thing was, this whole particular scene was really good for the simple fact that the dialogue is real simple. It's right to the point, and there's a moment where Bucky pulls a gun on Zemo, but then drops bullets symbolically on the ground. And Zemo's like, I forgive you. You're doing what you think is the right thing to do. And yeah, I thought it, dude, I I like Zemo. I think he's great. I hope they keep him as an anti-hero and don't turn him into a villain. I think he's great, especially with Bucky and Sam. Dude, they play off each other fantastically. I loved those episodes. Those were great episodes with the 3 of them. And we also get some more of Isaiah Bradley's backstory when Sam goes and talks to him. Honestly, I really would have liked to have seen his backstory and not really just gotten a tiny pieces of it, from the episodes he's been in. I really think that would have been a lot cooler to see because honestly, I think him and Bradley and Bucky are more interesting characters, especially with their backstories. I would love to see them in their own shows doing stuff, and actually getting to see a little more of their backstories instead of just glimpses through the movies and through this show. And I really think that would be really cool. The practical effects in this were fine. I had no issues with them. The fight scene between Walker, Sam, and Bucky was awesome. I mean, it was really awesome, and it was well done too. Like, I don't know if it's like this serum that the one doctor made, but it seems like Walker's a little bit faster and a little bit stronger than, like even Bucky. Like Karli and them seem to be a little bit stronger and faster too because of this new serum. So I kind of like that. But there's been a super soldier serum from every country basically in the Marvel universe. It's like, it's basically like water now. Everybody's been trying to reproduce it, and they've all gotten mixed results, and most of them, have at least produced one super soldier. So I was like, this is like water. Everybody's like drinking it, or I don't know how Walker, injected it because he didn't have like he didn't have a thing to put it in so he could inject it himself. So I don't know how he did that. But yeah, I mean, like, the fight scene was fantastic, though. It was really good. And the acting, I thought was fine. I mean, I like Zemo. I think he's great in this series. But Walker, I thought, was a little bit better this time. He acts super crazy. He's, like, real mad and upset that nobody's listening to him. Nobody understands that he had to do what he had to do. And he even lies about who killed Hoskins. I was like, what? Because he knows who really killed her, or killed him, and it's just the way it is, and again, we see the consequences from this episode, in this episode from what everybody did last episode. We even get a training/boat fixing montage with Sam and Bucky. So I was like, we could have probably cut that down a little bit, to give a little, for more of the important part of the story. But, and we also get to see what Karli meant by escalating things in this episode. I still didn't think this episode was as good as the last episode. So I would give this a 7 out of 10. It wasn't a bad episode, but it was nowhere near as good as last episode. I loved the fact that last episode had a lot of action in it, and it drove the story forward, like the main story, instead of just trying to focus on, like this episode focused more on subplots, and I think it took away a little bit from, what was really going on in the show. So, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this episode as well. If you guys like what I do, please hit the like button and also subscribe, as I'll be doing more content each week. Take care for now, everybody.